Hello there, I'm Dr. Tom Ashton. Today we're going to talk a little bit about coffee. So, how would you like to discover a way to have guilt-free coffee? I know that myself, I enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning and sometimes in the late afternoon, little pick-me-up there going on, but I feel a little bit guilty about it because everyone says that caffeine is so horrible for you. But I did some research on coffee because of an incident that happened to me about a month ago. I was at the farmer's market up in Hobe Sound, and I met a gentleman by the name of Scott who had a little coffee stand there at the farmer's market. And I had been running around with my grandchildren for a couple of hours. It was hot. And I was starting to get some back pain, and I was starting to get grumpy. So you don't want to be around grandfather when he's grumpy. It gets nasty. So I decided I'm going to have a cup of coffee. So I talked to Scott, and he said, I'll give you a great cup of coffee. I said, well, it's kind of hot, so we did iced coffee. So what he did was, he said, I'm going to add something to it. It's a beverage enhancer that is going to make your coffee less stimulating, or if you get jitters or you have a problem with caffeine, this is going to mellow that out. So I said, it doesn't sound possible to me, but I'll try it. So he gave me the coffee, which he made there right on the site, and I took the drink and walked around a little bit and had my iced coffee. And about 3 hours later, I was still having fun with my grandkids. I didn't have any back pain, and I felt focused on my children and not worried about how grumpy I was going to become, which is a good thing for a grandfather, right? So anyway, I started to do some research on coffee, and I found out there are a lot of things about coffee that are very beneficial. It could increase your metabolism a little bit and make you feel more energy. It gives you the ability to focus. It is anti-inflammatory. Coffee is anti-inflammatory. Now, realize that inflammation is the main problem with disease entities. No matter what disease it is, its effect on the body is due to the inflammation. And if you can cut down inflammation by having a guilt-free cup of coffee, that is huge, because you don't even have to think about it. So as it turns out, Scott runs a company and owns a company and created a company with his wife called 420 Brew Street. 420 because the coffee, you can obtain coffee that has already been infused with CBD. CBD is a substance that has been very popular recently because it is totally legal, extracted from the hemp plant. It is not hallucinogenic, but it does have anti-inflammatory characteristics. And if you can cut down inflammation with a great cup of coffee, why not? I tried it and I felt great. I took it home, I used it at home, I took it to my office, I recommend it to my patients. Now, I recommend it to my patients because most of my patients are a little elderly, maybe 55 and up, clear up to 100 or 95. I have patients like that are full of inflammation because they haven't followed a good lifestyle for many, many years, and so they're suffering and they're miserable. But if they have a couple of cups of this coffee during the day, they feel so much better. I'm recommending that. I'm recommending it now as basically the only way to drink coffee should be if it's infused with CBD. And you can obtain this locally because it is roasted and obtained and packaged and available to us here in South Florida. I recommend that you try a guilt-free cup of coffee. You're going to feel much better about it. I'm Dr. Tom Ashton, and I will talk to you more about this in another video.